he's supposed to be. The guy in B bomb side has every advantage taking that fight long range. You can't smoke him off, so... And in the time that it's going to take you to try and take that fight, he's going to have called in a lot of backup, and I think that they did the right thing, it just didn't work out, unfortunately for them, because you're right, 15-11 now being the scoreline. Draken in front of the smoke, and Esperanto on the other side. Set up with a flashbang, but no headshots coming through, and they need it desperately right now.
It's do or die for CR4ZY here. 4 rounds straight without a single one drop between to trigger OT. Only gets them that far. Bit of an exchange with neither player coming out on top of that one. Auto connects onto Disco Doppelin, but it's only a leg, and Disco Doppelin himself is only able to take out 50 HP in the return. CR4ZY still trying to figure out exactly where they want to take this execute in the meanwhile, as they've got pressure working its way out on Banana. Draken as well, taking a little bit of chip damage with Esperanto getting the good engagement. Taking down Freddy B. Unfortunately, they're still smoked out, and they don't have the bomb or the rest of the team in position to execute yet, so they can't follow off of that.
You see Draken trying to bait them through the smoke, like taking that shot with the AWP and immediately out with the deagle. Like he was hoping that somebody was going to push through and just guess the timing. Now look at the rotation from Ancient. What a call this is turning out to be. Plopsky's showing up now with a Molotov. There's a couple of flashbangs as well. If they push through this, they might get crushed, especially that one Molotov there could be absolutely everything. Goes down in front, nobody's put it out yet. They have to wait with Dead. Finally goes out, but that's a lot of time. Draken gonna be picking up the kill on Letney. 18 seconds left. Another one for Draken here. The Swedish sniper coming out big. Esperanto picking up 1 kill. Nexter and Hunter as well. They might have saved it right at the end. That's the bomb going down at like 7 seconds. That means any more delay in that. If they hadn't got those last kills, that would have been the map here. Good job on CR4ZY, but my God, that Molotov was really painful for them.
The execute just barely pans out for them. And obviously Disco Doppelin won't be able to do much as he was legged from an upshot earlier. So he's back in T-spawn. More likely will chill here just to save. And CR4ZY, get it done. Even if it's just barely, like you were mentioning, after the Molotov nearly cut them off and really opened up a shooting gallery for Draken to play off of. The problem, no one else that had rotated in. You know, Plopsky or the other guy is able to find much of an impact here. And that is what allows for CR4ZY to still get into the site, still get the bomb onto the ground, still keep them in this map now at 12 to 15.
Yeah, it's very, very important, obviously. And now, I mean, now the long march begins because in some sense they're not going to break the economy of the Swedish team at the moment. That's just not going to happen. They have so much money to work with. And they just need to win the next 3 in a row to get it into overtime. Like that's the only mission, that's the only option, and it's hard to see how that's going to happen. Like look at how much money they have still, like 12,750 on Disco Doppelin. That's outrageous.
It's going to be a grind to be sure. Auto tries to push himself forward to take the duel at half wall early on. It's going to be held back, of course, due to the molly. Not that Ancient were really in position to try and take it anyway. Ancient actually take a very, very passive stance on B this round, which is in tangent to what they've been doing before. However, it's the aggression on the inside of the apartments that was supposed to start the round out well for Ancient. It doesn't, though. Even worse, Draken also misses his chance to trade. They just have that 96 damage onto Hunter to take out from that.
That crossfire up in the apartments, I mean, you see that working out a lot, and especially when one player is that far forward, so that you can actually sometimes just, you know, get like the odd angle. That's a nice shot from Freddy B. Taking down Esperanto was, I think, just trying to jump the timing there. They have 3 men stacked at B. Sort of similar to last round, exactly, almost exactly similar to last round. They have everything set up for this defense. They even have Molotovs, and they have a lot of grenades, in fact, on the Swedish side. This could definitely be the game.
Freddy in position to check it, but he's been completely flashed out. Right into his face. No connection on that one. As CR4ZY are going to start to swarm into the site. Still the player for Nubox. Rusty gets boosted up, but it's just a quick 1-for-1. Plopsky next to strike from sitting behind Nubox. Molly's going to force him out. He doesn't have intel to play off. He just pre-fires the grill and nearly hits a player too. It's not going to make it happen. Even with all those trades, though, Ancient still have an even 2v2 to play off of. Freddy's going to be forced further back of the guard. Draken moving out. It's both the ups as well on the CT side. It's just Hunter, who was injured earlier in those apartment hallways. They don't even need the up to deal with him, but they're both going to play with it anyway because they don't know how much he's been injured. The up potentially to decide the map here now. It's Hunter has to go and hop around, but no! Freddy, he's going to take him out. Plenty of time left for the defuse, and Ancient are going to close out their opening match of the tournament. A little bit of an upset here against CR4ZY.
Yeah, job well done for the home team. Crowd definitely loving that one. I don't know. He could have died like 100 different ways, Hunter, at the end. Like, there was a Molotov that landed behind the new box. He had no health at all. I'm kind of surprised that he managed to even sneak in behind the smoke, but ultimately, that'll be it here for Inferno. So I think that's, I don't know, more than I was expecting out of
especially when
the Ancient team.
Especially when it comes to like strategies and all that they were executing. Utility usage was really on point. Timings of it from both teams, there was really good examples of it. And it's going to be cool to see how that evolves and what else they can bring to us on other maps too.
Yeah. Definitely impressive. Didn't seem to lose focus. They lost like 4 rounds in a row, took a timeout, then went on to win like 8 or 9 or something like that. So I thought that was also a nice sign, a good sign for a team that, you know, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that kind of stability out of. So yeah, very interesting. The analyst desk, everybody thought that CR4ZY would take this one. Didn't turn out that way. What do you have to say for yourselves? Explain yourselves.
We were crazy.
We were clearly crazy. We were blinded by our craze. You know, hats off to Ancient. They actually played really well. CR4ZY, again, comes into a DreamHack open event where they maybe underestimate an opponent, and they end up getting beaten in a game that we thought they should have won.
You know, I don't know that it was so much CR4ZY underestimating Ancient. I think that they maybe perhaps overthought their preparations here. I mean, we saw on the CT side of things that they were up 4-0, and those first 4 rounds that they won pretty handily, very dominantly. And then all of a sudden, some weird things started happening. I mean, we saw these players just start pushing. They did it 2 rounds in a row, and they lost those 2 rounds, and that really catapulted Ancient into starting to put some rounds on the board. I believe they won 8 rounds in a row off the back of those 2 really uncharacteristic pushes and gamble stacks. And so, yeah, I think that sort of proactive approach from CR4ZY, it bodes well for them, but perhaps there was a little bit too much overthinking in this instance.
Well, yeah, like you sort of mentioned streaks, and that's what this game was all about. As you said, 4-0. Then it was 8-4, then it went all the way back 11-8, and then, well, 15-11, then it was kind of ruined by the last couple of rounds. But it was a really peculiar match in the sense of it wasn't much of a back and forward. It was once the team got rolling, they got the economy, they won a load of rounds, and the other team did exactly the same thing, broke the economy, won a load of rounds, and it didn't seem what I would expect from this sort of matches. I was expecting like big clutch rounds that might bring back a map or round or 2 and sort of change the game, but it was more just each team would then cleanly win their streak, and then the other team would cleanly win theirs.
Yeah, it was almost like each round, each team was trying to counter their counterparts, and then it ended up working perfectly for them, but then the round following immediately after, it just kind of fell apart.
Well, I'm pretty sure we have Draken standing by for an interview. I guess we kind of owe you guys an apology to a certain degree because we all went against you guys. We thought that you guys were going to lose this one. We thought CR4ZY was going to come out swinging. Were you guys prepared to play them on Inferno?
Just listen to their name, and it's like, come on. that is not working.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're saying what everyone else is thinking, but...
Well, you know, you're called Ancient, and you've got someone who's 17 years old, so it works both ways.
Yeah, it's just the name, you know.
You know, but looking at this series in general, were you guys prepared to play them on Inferno? Was that like a goal at the beginning?
No, sorry, actually not. We were like, we thought we were gonna go in on a Dust 2 or Nuke. So Inferno was like, oh, okay, nice, that's good for us. And we came in swinging. They got the pistol, then we got like 8 rounds in a row, I think, and yeah, then we just grinded out. So yeah, it was good.
It seemed like Drake and your team didn't challenge that banana on your CT side very often, the choke point by the car. And it seems like a lot of teams tend to do that. You guys are playing more back with that op towards the new box. Is that something that you guys did specifically versus this team, or is that just a strength that you find on your squad?
Yeah, I think we adjusted a bit versus these guys because Barbar did some work, and yeah, we just kind of read them good that they were going B like a lot. So I was B. Yeah, more than I usually am. So yeah, we had some homework on them, and it planned out, or it paid out.
I'm sort of interested with, you were obviously playing with these guys, or some of them at least, in Epsilon previously, and then it's like you've all broken up, you've come back together. Did you feel like it was very sort of easy to get back into the rhythm of playing as a team, or was it something that you still really had to work on?
No, I think we like me, Doppler, and Freddy has always been playing together, like even before we were like semi-pros even. So we have always, like, we're friends, good friends, so we have always had that bond. And I don't know, it was just easy to form this team again because we're like, you know, we had such great times in Epsilon. We're like a family, and you know, the only missing part is rest, right? So Yeah, it feels really good to play with these guys again, and I'm having a really good time playing.
All right, one more question before I let you go. In the past, Ancient has been revived and used as a temporary home for Swedish players before they found a new home. But based on the fact that you guys have some pretty sweet jerseys and apparel, I would say that Ancient looks like it's more of a long-standing project. Should we expect to see this team sticking together for a while?
I think you should, yeah. We got some things planned.
All right, that's good to hear. Congratulations again on the win.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I mean, that was one thing that I was really curious about, is that when Ancient was revived again in February, it was Pronax and Schneider who brought it back to life. And that was a team they used in the past, between like Fnatic and the Godsent era. Like, it kind of fell in the middle. They started this project. They're no longer a part of it. What is this team? Like, is it just a pug that happened to find jerseys on their way here? Or is this a real project? And it looks like it's a real project. And taking down CR4ZY right off the start, again, a team formerly known as Valiance that everyone remembers, who's in the top 20 in HLTV, that's no small task. So I'd say that's a promising start for a team that's really like kind of at the beginning stages of development.
It definitely is very promising, and it's not like Ancient came out and did some gimmicky strategies in order to secure.
They didn't play Vertigo.
Yeah,
or like,
they didn't.
Yeah,
they had solid foundations, solid work. Specifically, they won this match on their CT side of things, and CT Inferno, it is pretty challenging being able to hold those such small choke points. And so, yeah, Ancient definitely are looking up.
This throws the group in the air as well, because you've still got Optic in here as one of the teams that